This is the Chapter 9 review for Go Math, and I'm going to do the whole thing, and then I'm going to have you guys take the test on the app. So number 1 says, a box of peanut butter crackers contains 12 individual snacks. The total number of individual snacks, S, is equal to 12 times the number of boxes of crackers, B. So the independent variable is B, the number of boxes, and the dependent variable is S, the number of snacks. The equation that represents the relationship between the variables is the number of snacks equals 12 times the number of boxes. Question 2. A stationery store charges $8 to print logos on paper purchases. The total cost C is the price of the paper P plus $8 for printing the logo. For numbers 2A through 2D, select true or false for each statement. So 2A, the total cost C depends on the price of the paper. That's true. 2B, C is the dependent variable. That's true. The cost depends on which paper you purchase. Some paper costs more than others. 2C, P is the independent variable. That is true. And then 2D, the equation that represents the relationship between the variables is the cost equals 8 times P. That would be false because it says it's $8 plus the price of the paper. So it's not multiply, it's addition. Okay, number 3. An electrician charges $75 an hour for labor and an initial fee of $65. The total cost C equals 75 times the number of hours X plus 65. Write an equation for the relationship and use the equation to complete the table. So our equation is going to be the cost equals 75 times the number of hours X plus the $65. So then I'm going to use this equation to find the solutions to these different times. So if it's 1 times 75, it's going to be 75 plus the $65 initial fee, which would be $140 would be the total cost. Then I'm going to substitute in 2 for the number of hours. So I'm going to go 75 times 2 plus the $65 initial fee, which is $215 for 2 hours. Then I'm going to do 3 hours, so $75 per hour for 3 hours, plus the $65 initial fee, so $290 for 3 hours, and then one more time, 75 times 4, plus the $65 initial fee, and I get $365 for 4 hours. The community center offers classes in arts and crafts. There is a registration fee of $125 and each class costs $79. The total cost C equals 79 times the number of classes N plus 125. So for numbers 4A through 4D, select true or false for each statement. So 4A says the registration fee is $120. So that's false because it told you it's 125. 4B, N is the independent variable. So that's true, because N is the number of classes. C is the dependent variable. That's true, because the cost is going to depend on how many classes you take. And then 4D, the cost for 7 classes is $678. So to figure that out, I could go 678 divided by 7. Did I do something wrong just now? Because it's going to be the total cost C equals 79. Oh, that's what I need to do. 79 times the number of classes n plus 125. So then I could substitute in for my total cost. My total cost is going to be 678. I should have subtracted it off first. So it's going to be 79n plus 125. So to get my number of classes, I would just subtract 125 off of here. So 553 divided by 7. So that would be correct. It's true. Because it would be 79 times 7 plus 125 is 678. So true. Okay, number 5. Miss Walsh is buying calculators for her class. The table shows the total cost based on the number of calculators purchased. If Miss Walsh spent a total of $525, how many calculators did she buy? Use numbers and words to explain your answer. So I know that one calculator costs $15 because I can see that pattern followed through in my graph all the way through. So 2 calculators are 33 or 45. So the total cost would be 15 times the number of calculators. So if she spent $525, I could substitute in the $525 for my total cost. And then I could solve for my n. So right now it's being multiplied, so I would have to divide both sides by 15, which would be 525 divided by 15, which would be, so 15 would go in. Three times 5 is 45, 75, and then 75 divided by 15 is going to be 5. 5 times 5, 25. So 35 calculators would be the number of calculators she bought. So she bought 35 calculators. So you can find a pattern and write your equation, C equals 15n. Since I know that she spent a total of $525, I can substitute the $525 for C, the cost, and then solve for n, and you just do the inverse operations. Okay, number 6. The table shows the number of cups of lemonade that can be made from cups of lemon juice. So Mary Beth says the number of cups of lemon juice, J, depends on the number of cups of lemonade, L. She says the equation J equals 7L represents the relationship between the cups of lemon juice J and the cups of lemonade L. Is Mary Beth correct? Use words and numbers to explain why or why not. So no, she's not correct because the lemonade depends on the cups of juice, lemon juice that you have. So she has the dependent and the independent variable mixed up. So you would have to say Mary Beth is not correct. The equation would be L, the lemonade, equals 7 times the cups of juice. So it's just the number of cups of lemonade depends on the number of cups of lemon juice. So L is the dependent variable and J is the independent variable. So the equation would be this, L equals 7J. Question 7. For numbers 7A through 7D, choose yes or no to indicate whether the points when graphed would lie on the same line. So for 7A, I have 1, 6, 2, 4, 3, 2, and 4, 0. So if I look at that, this is increasing by 1 each time. This is decreasing by 2 each time. It stays consistent all the way through. So yes, it would be on the same line. This next one, it's increasing by 1 each time, but then it's going from 1 to 4, which is an increase of 3. Then it's going from 4 to 9, which is an increase of 5. So there's variation there, so it's not going to lay on the same line. No. This one, it's increasing by 1 each time. It's increasing by 2 each time. So yes, it would be on the same line. The next one, it's increasing by 1 each time in the x coordinate. And then in the y coordinate, it's increasing by 2 each time. So yes, it will be on the same line. Okay, number 8. Graph the relationship represented by the table to find the unknown value. So it says 40, 13, and then 11 and a half with 50. So 11 and a half. And then the next one that I know is 70 with 8 and a half. 70 with 8 and a half. So then I'm going to connect those points. And I have to find the point that's missing on the line. Try and do it very neat so that I can see it clearly. It's a little bit off. So then if I'm going 60, remember I'm going to go from 60 up to the line and then over. And I can see that's 10. So this would be 10. Okay, number 9. Graph the relationship represented by the table. So it's showing me 3 hours and 240 miles. So 3 hours, 240. And then 4, 320, 4 with 320. 5 hours is going to be 400. And then 6 hours, 480. So that's what your graph would look like. Okay, number 10. Miranda's wages are $15 per hour. Write a linear equation that gives the wages W in dollars when Miranda earns in H hours. So they've graphed it 1 hour 15, 2 hours 30, 3 hours 45, 4 hours 60. So her wages W equals $15 times the number of hours that she works. This would be your equation for this graph.